If you feel gross every time you have to sell your coaching, there's a reason. And it's not because you're bad at sales. It's because everything you've been taught about selling is wrong. Hey, coach, I'm Ronnie Noyes, and I've been coaching for over 20 years. And I can tell you right now, almost every coach I meet feels the same way about sales. They hate it. It makes them uncomfortable. They'd rather do anything else. And look, I get it. Sales feels pushy. It can feel manipulative. It feels like you're trying to trick someone into giving you money. But here's what I want you to understand. That feeling is not your fault. And more importantly, it's fixable. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why sales feels so icky right now. And I'm going to give you a completely different way to think about it, a way that actually feels good. Let me walk you through it. Why does selling feel so bad? Okay, first we need to talk about why this is happening, because until you understand the real reasons you hate selling, you can't fix it. There are 5 big reasons why sales feel gross. I'm guessing at least 3 of these are true for you right now. Reason 1, we're not supposed to talk about money. This is the big one. Our entire culture right here in the US has this weird unspoken rule that talking about money is rude because money is private. Think about it. You probably know way more details about your friends' love lives than you know about how much money they earn. Because asking someone what they make, that's considered invasive. That's crossing a line. So we grow up learning that money conversations are awkward. They're taboo. And then we become coaches, and suddenly we're supposed to have these money conversations all day long. We're supposed to look someone in the eye and say, that'll be $1,000. And it feels terrible because we've been programmed our whole lives to avoid this exact conversation. Reason 2, we're afraid of being judged. This one kind of hits hard, and what for a lot of people is a tender spot. Because when you name your price, you're basically saying, this is what I think I'm worth. And that's terrifying because what if they think you're worth less? What if they laugh? What if they think you're greedy or full of yourself or charging too much? I've watched coaches discount their prices before they even make an offer because they're so afraid of being rejected. They'll say things like, I know this is a lot of money, so we can work on a sliding scale. Or, I usually charge more, but for you, when they say this before the prospect even objects to the price. And all of that comes from fear. Fear of being judged, fear of being rejected, fear of being told that you're not worth what you're asking. Reason 3, we have negative associations with sales. Okay, let's be honest. When you speak about salespeople, what comes to mind? Probably a used car salesman in a cheap suit, right? Someone pushy, someone who won't take no for an answer. Someone who's trying to trick you into buying something you don't want, don't need, or can afford. That's what most of us think about when we hear the word sales. And we definitely don't want to be that person. So we avoid selling altogether, or we apologize for it, or we make ourselves as small as possible when we do it because we don't want to be pushy. We don't want to be manipulative. We don't want to be one of those salespeople. Reason 4, we don't feel good enough. This is the one nobody wants to admit, but I'm going to say it anyway. A lot of coaches don't feel confident selling because deep down, they're not sure that they can actually help. They're not sure they're good enough. They're not sure they really know what they're doing. And look, if that's you, first of all, you're not alone. Imposter syndrome is a thing. But second, you can't sell something you don't believe in, including your services. If you truly don't believe that working with you will change someone's life, you're going to struggle to ask them to pay you because it'll feel like you're taking their money under false pretenses. Reason 5, we think closing the sale is the goal. This is the biggest mistake of all, and it's the one that makes everything else worse. Most coaches think the point of sales is to close the sale, to get the person to say yes, to get them to pull out their credit card. And when that's your goal, of course it feels gross because you're focused on what you want instead of what they need. You're trying to get something from them and they can feel it. It makes a whole conversation feel transactional and manipulative. Ew. So now you know why it feels so bad. Let's talk about how to fix it, okay? It all comes down to one simple shift. Ready? Here it is. Stop selling to your prospects. Start selling for them. What does that mean? It means the point of a sales conversation is not to close the sale. The point is to help them make the right decision for themselves. even if that decision is not to work with you. Think about it for a second. Your job is not to convince them. Your job is not to persuade them. Your job is to give them all the information they need to make a good choice. And sometimes that choice will be to work with you, and sometimes it won't. Most of these outcomes are fine. Because when you approach it this way, you stop being a salesperson and you start being a guide. You give them clarity, you give them options, you give them the truth about whether or not you can help them. And that doesn't feel gross, that feels good because you're actually serving them. So if you're not trying to close them, what are you trying to do? You're trying to help them by answering their top 5 questions. These are the questions that are going through your prospects' minds during every single sales conversation. And if you can answer all 5 of these questions clearly and honestly, the sale will practically close itself, or it won't, but either way, you'll feel good about the conversation, and so will your prospect. Here are the 5 questions. Question 1. Is this right for me? They need to know if your coaching is actually going to help them with their specific problem or goal, not just in general, not just theoretically, but really, truly, will this work for them? Question 2. Can I afford it? Or more accurately, am I willing to invest at this level right now? Because affordability isn't just about having the money. It's about whether they're ready to make this a priority. So time, attention, and money. Question 3. Can I trust you? They want to know if you'll lie to them to make the sale. If you're just trying to fit them into your program, whether or not it makes sense, because you need the money and who cares if the program is in alignment with their needs right now? Or will you be straight with them even if it costs you the sale? Question 4. Do you know what you're talking about? Can you actually provide the expert guidance and support they need? Do you have a real process or are you just going to wing it? Question 5. Do you get me? Do you understand their situation? Do you see them? Will you promise things you can't deliver and then make it their fault if they don't succeed? Is working with you truly their best option? If you can answer all 5 of these questions with a clear yes, they'll hire you. And if you can't, they shouldn't hire you. And that's okay. Because remember, you're not trying to close them. You're trying to help them make the right decision. Here's what's amazing about this shift. When you stop trying to close every sale and start trying to serve every prospect, everything gets easier. You can be honest about who you can help and who you can't. You can say no to people who aren't a good fit. You can charge what you're worth without apologizing. You can ask for the sale without feeling pushy because you're not taking anything from them. You're offering them something valuable. And if they want it, great. And if they don't, also great. That's freedom. That's confidence. That's how you sell without feeling sleazy. Okay, let's review. Sales feels gross because, number 1, we've been taught not to talk about money. Number 2, we're afraid of being judged. Number 3, we have negative associations about sales and salespeople. Number 4, we don't feel good enough. And number 5, we think closing is the goal. But when you shift from selling to people to selling for people, everything changes because you're not trying to take anything from them. You're trying to help them make the right decision for themselves. And your only job is to answer 5 questions. Is this right for me? Can I afford it? Can I trust you? Do you know what you're talking about? And do you get me? That's it. Answer those 5 questions honestly, and sales stops feeling sleazy. Now, next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to have these conversations, how to be transparent about your pricing, how to set up your sales process, all of it. So make sure you're subscribed. And if this resonated with you, drop a comment below and tell me which of the 5 reasons hit home for you. I'd love to know. Thanks for watching, Coach. I'm Ronnie Noyes, reminding you that today is a great day to be a coach.